was your Teller's back with a long-awaited countdown list I hadn't done. Now I will up the last countdown list I did, which was it was a revisit of the top 10 worst world champions. That was like what, back in October, and I hadn't done that since then. So it was a little 3 months after that. But yeah, sorry I didn't done something like this in a while, and let me actually I won't do that right now. But I did uh that. Now at some point later this year, I will have to go back to doing a revisit of another old thing, but I'm not sure what it will be. But anyways, let's get on to this list I made. The top 10 worst heel turns. I I saw Brian Sane did a part 2 of these worst heel turns, and full disclosure, there's no Jim Ross and no Michael Cole, because the only reason why they're not on this list is because I want to focus on the wrestlers who turn heel and all that. And plus, Michael and Jim Ross are not wrestlers; they're commentators, and so they're disqualified from this. Now there are a few dishonorable mentions. Kevin Nash in 1999, Finger Poke of Doom. Scott Hall in 1998 because he turned on Kevin Nash at Slamboree. Uh, Also, I can't put many heel turns of the Big Show on here because this was be nothing but Big Show heel turns. Because we all know Big Show likes to turn like every time he's there, but still. No, sorry, Paul White. Lita in 2005, you know the one I'm talking about. Let's not get into that whole debate. And the last one is John Cena because, first of all, I can't put it on the list because of the shocking moment at Elimination Chamber last year. And the second reason is, well, the first reason. So there's that. Um, and that's some heel turns. And there's some more I hadn't talked about, but let's be fair here. Let's not kid ourselves about that. So let's go into the whole thing. So number 10 is Rikishi. So it's kind of what I said before. So I started at Survivor Series 99 where Austin gets run over by an unknown person. That person was revealed the following year as Rikishi, and he did it for The Rock. No, he didn't, but we'll get to that in a moment. So Austin gets his match with Rikishi in a no bar match at No Mercy 2000, which I might review that in October, so stay tuned for that, but still. But that was not really much of a match, although in WWE 2K25, it was a match, and you have Rikishi go over in that. Don't understand why. But then later on, it was revealed that Triple H was the one who attacked or hired Rikishi to run over Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then he lost to The Rock at Survivor Series. The only memorable thing about this heel run, he got choke tossed off the Hell in a Cell by The Undertaker at Armageddon. Then he was in a attachment with Meng afterwards, and then got hurt, and he went back to being a babyface. So, yeah, Rikishi is number 10 on this list as worst heel turns ever. Number 9 is Trish Stratus. Now, I am not counting her I'm not talking about her 2004, 2005 heel run. That was actually a good heel run. No, I'm talking about her 2023 heel run, which, first of all, why the fuck did this heel run happen? Well, it started when Lita got attacked by an unknown person, which then Trish and Becky lost the tag titles, and Trish turns heel, and she was the one who did, they didn't really explain it, really. And in this point in 2023, Trish as a heel, this isn't 2005 anymore, it's 2023. She was paired up with Zoe Stark, which, yeah, remember that? And the worst thing about this, their blow-off match didn't happen at SummerSlam, which it ended in a payback where Becky won the whole thing, and afterwards Trish and Zoe started parted ways and all that. It was in the building for that whole thing, and such a weird, like, again, like I keep saying this, Trish's final match should have been when she lost to Charlotte at SummerSlam in 2019, where but again, it's a nitpick, but then again, this is wrestling. Retirements don't mean shit in wrestling. So yeah, that's my number 9 on this list is Trish Stratus. This was such a... It was the 2023 one, I'm saying, okay? Speaking of, oh, God. Number 8 is Edge. I am not talking about the heel run from 2004 to 2000, his main event heel run from the Ruthless Aggression and all that. No. No, this... I'm talking about his 2022 heel run. So it started when Edge challenged somebody for a match at WrestleMania, which was answered by AJ Styles and all that. And then Edge's response was beating the fuck out of him and all that. And this... We all know about this. This begins the first version of the Judgment Day. This has to be the year where that fucking group goes. Please. I mean, seriously, what the hell was this? He's surrounded by blue lighting, which... This has to be the year where Undertaker was inducted in the Hall of Fame. And yes, it was. He had Rhea Ripley and Edge on his side, and then after Hell in a Cell, he was back to being a babyface. What? Because Finn took over the group, and we all know about all this bullshit. And but yeah, I mean this, because the reason why, because Cody Rhodes had that infamous torn pec injury from Hell in a Cell, and I guess Raw was lacking baby faces, and they had to turn someone babyface and all that. But yeah, this whole heel run was, I think it was worse than the 2010 one he had when he came back from that injury and all that. So yeah, number 8 is Edge on this one from 2022. I was gonna, I forgot to put the year it was, but I can't do that. Oh well. Anyways, number 7 is Becky Lynch. Oh, is that coincidence? Because Brian saying number 7 was Becky Lynch on the second part of it. Mine is number 7 on here. Now, I don't count the 2018 one because I don't consider that a heel turn because more so like character change, and I'm not gonna talk about her current run because the way she called referee Jessica corrupted car on Twitter is fucking hilarious. No, I'm talking about her return from 2021 at a SummerSlam. Yeah, that was a fucking turn they did. What the fuck were they thinking? So, Becky came back at SummerSlam to win the SmackDown Women's Championship because at that point, who is she related to? Seth Rollins, yeah, because this was that time he was on SmackDown, so they had to keep snipping others on the same show and all that. Yeah, this turned into Becky to a heel for realsy this time. Again, I'm not talking about her 2018 one or her current one, technically. Then again, that 2018 one doesn't really count in my opinion, so if you can, fine, but I don't really count that. It was so choreographed that this was we're still doing Vince at this point before his first of first retirement. But we're not gonna talk about that. She cut these like really like what the hell kind of promo she was in this never-ending saga with Bianca Belair, which why were they thought it was of that their Extreme Rules match was so forgivable, and it isn't a fucking DQ and all that, and there's that title swap with Charlotte, which we're not gonna talk about. Because she went back to Raw and all that, and then she dropped the belt, and then after SummerSlam she went back to being a babyface because the new regime took over. Triple H did, and then she remained a babyface for up until last year and all that. But still, that's number 7 is Becky Lynch from 2021, not 20. That's not this current one, but or I don't count the 2018 one because I don't consider really that much of a heel run. But anyways, number 6 is AJ Styles. I wasn't put his 2024 heel run on here because they fucked over his whole Raw title shot with Cody Rhodes for SummerSlam, and they wasted it in that fucking Scotland and all that. I'm also recording this. I hope it's not his final match in Saudi Arabia, because if it is, that's a shitty way to go out for a, no pun intended, phenomenal career and all that. No, the heel run I chose is this 2010 heel run from TNA. Oh god. Oh god. Where Kurt Angle was, not Kurt Angle, where Ric Flair helped AJ Styles won the, and helped AJ Styles kept the belt at Genesis, and he became Lil H 2. Number 2. The other Lil H was Charles Robinson. Yeah, the referee. Where I now refer to him getting bumped, it's called the Robinson bump and all that. Which, there are a few issues I have with this. One, they put him in a suit tie, which AJ hated. They try to make him a ladies' man, which sure-wise, AJ is a loving family man. And they gave him that stupid-ass role, which looks ridiculous on him. I mean, fucking the you. This was during the Hogan days, and Styles would drop the belt to Rob Van Dam like after lockdown and all that, and then Fortune came along, and then HLS became a babyface like the following year and all that. But yeah, of all the HLS heel runs I despise the most, this 2019 to 2020. 20, and the one from 2 years ago. This has to be one of the worst, and this is number 6. It's AJ Styles from 2010. Speaking of a 2010 TNA horrible heel turns, number 5 is Jeff Hardy. Kind of coincidence. Brian Zane from Wrestling Red, number second worst heel turns ever list. Number 5 on his list was Jeff Hardy from TNA 2010. It'll begin at Battle for Glory, where Jeff Hardy turns to the dark side and joins up with Hogan and Bischoff after he won the world title. And Immortal became a thing. And Jeff Hardy as a heel, it didn't fucking work, because who the fuck wants to boo Jeff Hardy, really? Also, he was dealing with some his demons, I'm just saying, and all that. He lost the world title at Genesis to Mr. Anderson. He was in a feud with Matt Morgan prior to that also. He won the world title back against the odds. More than I talk about that next month. Then Victory Road 2011 struck. I'm not talking about that now. I'll talk about that when I get to March. We're not there yet. We are not there yet. You hear me? We are not there fucking yet, okay? Wait until March. Yeah, Jeff Hardy as a heel. This was... They call it audible in that one. And Sting had to beat him in less than, 25 seconds or something like that? More than when I talk about Victory Road 2011 in March, because I am doing not only TNA 2006, but also in TNA 2011. I regret doing 2011 because of the Victory Road shit. But fuck it, I don't care. And then Jeff Hardy was sent home afterwards, and he turns babyface after that. So Jeff Hardy, unfortunately, is number 5 on this list. Number 4 is Dean Ambrose. The moment that Jon Moxley said, fuck this, I'm leaving. Because Roman Reigns afterwards had to go deal with his leukemia again, which he made his return sometime in February and all that. And Ambrose and Rollins won the Raw Tag titles. Not the World Tag titles yet. They were not called them yet until 2024. And then Ambrose turns heel on Rollins, and he doesn't want to explain anything. Now, there's one... I can't fucking believe Vince McMahon wants Ambrose to say this about Roman's real life, disease and all that, but Ambrose shot that down, which that was a smart move for him to do, but this heel run did not do him any favors. He was done. He had both feet out the door at this point. He had nothing to run with the Intercontinental title. He lost the belt to Bobby Lashley before the Rumble. He lost to Seth Rollins the night after the Rumble, and he was in the comments well, he's not going to resign anyways. Return back babyface. And then gets his ass kicked by Drew McIntyre, and then got an embarrassing send-off afterwards, the night after WrestleMania. Yeah, that's number 4, is Dean Ambrose. And now we get to the bottom 3. Number 3 is Sting. You can argue both his heel runs, once in WCW, once in TNA, were both bad, but I'll accept the Maven Mafia over the heel run in WCW, because the weeks leading up to Fall Brawl 99 of who can you trust and all of that, or something like that. I'm still waiting for all those WCW content to be on Netflix now, because they move all that shit out of Peacock and all that. But we get to Fall Brawl, and Sting was the one who was not being trusted, apparently. Again, why would fans want to boo Sting? I mean, this was Sting's last world title run until 2006. In America, that is. Then the embarrassing Hogan thing at Halloween Havoc. Then he lost the quotation marks, lost the world title to Goldberg at Halloween Havoc, but it became vacated. And then Vince Russo turns it back babyface afterwards. Again, I can't forgive the main event Mafia all because at least Sting had a proper world title run in that as a heel, sort of. I don't think he was really a heel, but whatever. I hate to put Sting on this list like HHL does, but that's number 3 is Sting WCW heel run from 1999. Now we get to the last two, and no shock, it's Goldberg and Stone Cold Steve Austin. But number 2 is Goldberg. I wish Vince Russo did not told the company, no, we're not doing this. So, or something like that. So, Goldberg was gone after Starrcade. For the fucking company put him through a fucking real bad situation on Thunder by making him smash his arm through real fucking glass on a limousine. He came back before the Great American Bash and he got kayfabe suspended. Then at the Great American Bash, he turned on Kevin Nash. Why? Because the fans were cheering for Nash and all that. Then he beats Nash to get rid of Scott Hall for WCW for realsies. Then he had that infamous moment as New Blood. Can we just ignore that pay-per-view, please? Where he broke the script, and then he turns babyface the night after, so. Then he got hurt, and then WCW went under afterwards, so. Yay. Well, he's on the cover of the Monday Night Awards edition of WWE2K26, and that's fine with me, but that's irrelevant for that. That's number 2 is Goldberg on this list. Number 1 is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that's obvious. This was not the right time to turn him heel. I'm just being honest here because he turned heel in Texas at WrestleMania 17. It was bad timing because The Rock was going away for a while. WCW went under a few days before this. And they had him team up with Triple H. The same Triple H, by the way, who had Rikishi run him over. And all that. Then Triple H got hurt and Austin became more paranoid afterwards. This was before the invasion and you have the leader of the Alliance and all that. And then the old Stone Cold came back and then Austin turns on the WF to join the Alliance. The same Stone Cold, by the way, got fired from WCW via FedEx on a phone. Is now teaming up with WCW? What the fuck kind of sense is that? And it was Kurt Angle's involvement that caused Stone Cold and the Alliance to lose at Survivor Series and all that. So, Stone Cold, unfortunately, yes, there were some famous with Kurt Angle and all that before he joined the Alliance and all that. But, what a stupid... Still, number 1, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Are you surprised? No. And that's my list. So tomorrow will be episode 112 of Showdown. And Thursday, my Say Show, you start on Clip on that one. You will see Royal Rumble 2007 on there. So stay tuned for those. And there. Like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel. Also include the KHL. And there. Bye-bye.